Hi everyone, I'm a PhD student at King's College London. So, question 1. Tell us a little about your role and your company. So, I'm a member of the Spillane Lab, and we're an experimental biophysics group. We look at immune cells, namely B cells, which are a type of white blood cell. And we're interested in how these cells respond to mechanical stimuli such as force and the rigidity of neighbouring cells. My role as a PhD student is to conduct my own research and help others with their research. And eventually, hopefully, I'll be responsible for helping to write scientific publications. More widely across the college, I'm also responsible for helping to teach. So, for instance, I've taught everything from histology to physics. Question 2. What attracted you to the role and industry? So, after finishing my degree, I completed a Master's by Research, which really opened up my eyes to what it's like to work in a research environment. And one thing that I particularly enjoy is the variety of work that I do. So, for instance, one day I could be performing my experiment, the next day I could be analysing it, another I could be writing or reading or at a conference or maybe attending a course. So as you can see, there's lots to do, many different hats to wear, and this is something that I really enjoy. Question 3. What pathways are there to get into the role? So usually to get a PhD, you'll have done a bachelor's degree and you'll have some sort of research experience, although this isn't always required. You can search for PhDs on websites, so things like Find a PhD, or you can look on social media, so on Twitter, or you can take a slightly different approach and you can look at publications and find labs that you think are good and interesting, and you can email the principal investigator directly. Question 4. What key qualities are employers looking for? So from my experience, employers are looking for people who are willing to learn, as there's always so much you can learn in science. They're also looking for people who can think logically and have good problem-solving skills. As I said, research experience is beneficial if you have it, but good grades are also required. So the research experience could be anything from doing a summer placement in a lab to doing a lab project in your final year of university, or like me, doing a research degree. So, question 5. Describe a typical day or week at work. So typically my week will start with a meeting with my team where we will discuss our progress and the immediate priorities for the lab. This might also include discussing a scientific publication, which is important for us as it makes everyone aware of advances in the field. I'll then spend some time planning my experiments for the week, and then I'll go on to conduct them and analyse them. So for me, because most of the experiments haven't been performed before, I spend a bit of time troubleshooting and problem solving. And this not only applies to like the experimental side of the work, but also developing analysis pipelines that I can use for my data. So, question 6. What key advice would you give your 16 or 17-year-old self? So I come from Kent, where the grammar school system is still in place. And I never went to grammar for my GCSEs, and most people were of the opinion that if I didn't go, I wouldn't be able to achieve academically. So what I did was knuckle down and worked really hard and actually I came out of my GCSEs pretty well. So my advice from this experience would be to never let people put you down or tell you that you can't do something. If you want to achieve it, you can go out and you can do it. My second piece of advice would be to do something that you're interested in, not something, for instance, because your friends are doing it, because ultimately it'll be you who has to do the work, and it makes a real difference if you're interested in something. So I hope this helps you all, even if it's just in some small way, and thank you for listening.